Anime is a great storyteller of our generation. There are many anime out right now that can weave together a great story to pull at the human heart and emotions. Although anime has a bunch of things, like I mentioned before, like different religions and graphic content that can make Christians uncomfortable. In anime, essentially, characters are humans that are driven by a lot of the very things that drive us as well. The emotions and motives can be very similar to ours. Greed, anger, joy, friendship, the desire to protect, the desire to fight for what's right, defeating the bad guys, being kind, working hard to achieve what you want, the desire to be loved and be loved, to find meaning and purpose beyond yourself, all of which are pulled together to tell a grand story. I point to my example before, like Naruto. If you watch Naruto before, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Demon Slayer, Kotora Lives Alone, Yu Yu Hakusho, Attack on Titan, these different anime pull on the elements that we often deal with in our very real life, aside from the crazy superpowers and everything, but they draw out things that we desire and want in our life. So much of these things are put in the stories to bring them together to point to something bigger. In the Bible, which is the story of how God is bringing human beings back into relationship with himself through Christ, from Genesis to Revelation, you see the hand of God at work and the reality of fallen, sinful human beings pretty much messing up God's perfect world that he created through their lust and anger and greed. But this is all weaved throughout the story of the Bible, not to make an idol or to make you imitate what they're doing, but to point to our need for a savior. Anime can do this as well, point out the things that are so screwed up about us, to point out our need for a savior. I said this before, and a lot of Christians, brothers and sisters, didn't really understand what I was saying. So I'll draw it out because this is sort of a longer video. For all of my Christians watching this video, I know you know about the Chronicles of Narnia, the Lord of the Rings, and the Star Wars series. All of these movies have been and can be related to the Christian story as an allegory to point to Christ, even if it's not intentional. Taking media and entertainment to show how a bigger picture. I like to think of anime as an allegory to a lot of the things we need saving from, but also the hope that the MCs are fighting for. And we as Christians can pull out these elements and themes to our advantage to have important spiritual conversations with people who don't know God. I appreciate anime for this, and I think that's why a lot of people are flocking to anime, because honestly, it deals with themes, especially in the animated world, that here in the West, most people don't talk about, they don't deal with. So anime, I believe, is coded for that.